your inner being channel.
One of the troubles that happens with a lot of people at the beginning is that we experience this, our mind is always talking. Our mind is, so many things are going on, and that we feel that we can't do any meditation at all. It almost feels impossible. In fact, a lot of people will not even attend a meditation class just because they feel that they're not going to be able to do it. And for whatever reason, they feel embarrassed by that. But there is nothing to be embarrassed about, and you'll see today that you'll be able to meditate pretty easy, because you're going to get a new perspective of what meditation really is. First thing I want to show you is what's going to happen up here. I want to show you what we're hoping to achieve. And this is something that you probably never been showed before, because it's a bit on a bit of a science kind of thing, and we're not going to get too much into the science at all. But this is a chart that shows the brain wavelengths, okay? This is how your brain activities go throughout the day. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see this delta, and you'll also notice that the wavelength, okay, this is your brain's activity. This wavelength is very low and slow. This is the kind of wavelength that you're going to find when you are very drowsy or even in a sleeping state. So you'll be sleeping. It is very possible to be in a meditative state while half asleep. That takes a lot of practice, and this is where you're going to expect like monks who've been meditating for hours a day. That's the kind of level we're talking about. So I'm not going there today. I want to go to this left-hand side where we're going to get to the beta and alpha, because this is very important. Okay, so we're going to start off with the beta. The beta, this is you when you're awake. This is you right now. And the brain activity here is in its survival mode. So when you're awake all day long, your natural instincts, your animal instincts is what's guiding you throughout your day. And because of that, you're trained to be alert and aware of dangers that are in your environment, okay? Now, because we've been living in a society type of way for thousands of years, we have other things to worry about that give us anxieties and fear, other than just being afraid of whether or not an animal is going to come in and get you, okay? Now, here's the thing about this beta. When you go to start your meditation, you're in beta zone. This is why anybody who is unable to do meditation feel this way, because they are in this beta zone. What we want for everybody is to get down to this one lower level, which is alpha. It's just one small level down. It's very easy to obtain. And here, something magical happens. The brain shuts off its survival mechanism, which means everything that is worrying you, all those anxieties and fears, cease to put pressure on your body. It's not that they're gone. It's just that your body is no longer reacting the way it was when it was in survival mode, which allows the mind to be open and able to see things much more clearer. This is why you're able to come up with solutions to problems, or even realize that what you thought was a problem is not a problem, okay? I want you all to just think about your thoughts here for one moment and realize that there is this duality that's going on in your mind. There is the person that you thought is always you. So I'm Rob, and I make my choices throughout my day. I can think about anything that I want, but what I'm not able to do, and I challenge you to try this, what I'm not able to do is control my very thought right now. So I want you to try this. In 5 seconds, I want you to try to control what it is that you're going to think. It's kind of an odd feeling, because then we're realizing that we're constantly thinking about the controlling part of the trying to control my thought, and that can go on and on and on, which is a bit of a fun game. The question is when your mind is speaking to you, that voice in your head, those thoughts that are coming up, where is that coming from? And more importantly is who or what part of you is actually doing the listening? What part of you, your consciousness, is actually noticing that aspect of you talking? Okay. So this is going to allow you to separate. I want you to know right now that your body and your brain's activity and your consciousness and your thoughts are separate. These thoughts are trying to control you. Every single thing that pops into your mind is something that it is trying to control. And it takes a huge amount of focus on your life. So if I'm thinking about a problem, doesn't even have to be a problem. We're always talking about what's bothering us. But it could be a good thing. I could be happy right now, and I'm just joyful about that. That is power. That's the power that you have. And if something that is causing you stress and anxiety is overcoming in your mind, that's that part that is taking power over you. So whatever it is that you're afraid of, we're here to train ourselves to not allow that to take power over my life. And it's not there to take power over your life. The consciousness is not just here to survive. See, this body of mine is a vehicle for my consciousness, and we're all out here to survive. That's the beta zone that we're talking about. But in reality, our spirit, our minds, our consciousness, we really just want happiness. So that's how come somebody who is living a poor life or a difficult life can still find happiness. And it's the same reason why somebody who's rich and has an abundance of things that they actually don't really need find themselves to be stressed or sad. It's this finding what true happiness is. So we are not allowing these terrible things in our minds to control us and to give power over us. So we're going to do that, and that creates peace within. But the last thing I'm going to say is that in order to really gain peace over all those things that are stressing us out or bothering us is acceptance. Acceptance is a powerful thing on its own. By accepting the situations that we have in our lives, the situation that's occurring to you at the moment that it's bothering you, accepting these things allows you the freedom to take control over that. Now, it doesn't make these things go away necessarily, but your feeling and your perspective on it gives you the power over it. And I hope you understand what I mean by that. And if you don't, it's just something that we're just going to have to practice. And that is what I'm going to encourage you to do starting today and moving forward in your life. For every single thing that is causing you pain and stress, I want you to accept it for what it is, and then watch what happens when you have the power over that fear. Things become clearer. Things become what I like to say is okay. At the very minimum, things are okay, and you're alive. Things are good, and we just move on from there. But I just would like to remind everybody to keep practicing this, because this is not something that is a quick fix in any way. maybe today there was a revelation that you had in your mind. Maybe there was something that came to you that was surprising you about your perspective on life. Maybe from now on, you're going to see the world differently. If that happened to you today, that's great. Just keep practicing it and you will see results in your life, that I'm sure. And remember that you have control and the power over all of these aspects in your life.
Thank you for watching.